Helping people is normally the best way forward. But today we live in the times where people take advantage of you by asking help. Now, how do you identify which one to help and which one not to help? Hey folks, welcome to CSKSpeaks. I am CSK and I am an educator. Helping people is very important. In fact, the true purpose of living a meaningful life is to live a life of purpose. That is through service. So service, another way of doing it is helping people. But today, when it comes to our professional life and business transactions, there are people and there are occasions where people take advantage of you and you feel regretting or regretful after learning the fact that you trusted somebody wholeheartedly and they took advantage of you by kind of manipulating you. Now that's the problem. And I'm sure all of you who are watching this video have at least one instance or one experience where somebody sometime took advantage of you and you don't like it. It kind of leaves a bitter taste in the mouth, right? Now that's the problem. I'm talking of experience here that I, for one, trust people quite easily. And when I end up trusting, I go to the end of the world to try to be there for them and try to help them. Now that being there and helping them will take two strains on you. One is that particular financial or the transactional strain or stress, which of course you got to cut corners somewhere and try to make that resource available for them so that you are helping and they get the help. But the bigger problem is the emotional load, the emotional stress, and that's where the problem is. So how about using a small age-old story, we come to terms with the fact that we need to preserve and protect our emotional quotient so that we don't get carried away the next time while we want to help someone. All right. So here's the story, and the intention of telling you the story, as I said, is to protect yourself from getting carried away and putting that unnecessary emotional stress on your own life. So it seems this is a story from a farm. There were two animals. One was a donkey and the other one was an ox. Now, donkey was used by the master to travel distances, to carry his bags and to go for selling to the marketplace and all those other things. As you can imagine, donkey's load was relatively lesser compared to the ox. Now, the ox is using or toiling daily, using all its energy in the sun, plowing the fields. So when they came back to the rest rooms, when they were trying to rest for the evening, they strike up a conversation. Now this is a conversation between the ox and the donkey. The ox is tired and it is dejected and devastated with the kind of work the master makes it do, and it is complaining, it is venting out its frustration on the master to the donkey. The donkey gives it a patient hearing and then comes up with a suggestion. It says, well, you do this. Tomorrow, when the master comes up in the morning, you lie flat on your stomach and complain of tiredness, not feeling well, and looking at your situation, I'm sure he will take pity on you and he will stop you from doing the work. So the ox said, this is a brilliant idea. Why did he not think of it before? And he prepares himself the whole night. And next morning, as you can imagine, the ox is lying flat on its stomach and telling out everything word to word as the donkey has directed. Now this master looks at the ox and its poor fate and says, well, I understand you are tired. So take rest today and I'll use my donkey today for plowing my fields. Now the donkey did not expect this. So master made the donkey toil in the sun and got his work done. Finally, at the end of that evening, the donkey and the ox meet again. But this time the conversation is different. The donkey is frustrated, is kind of irritated because it had to do the ox's share of work for no fault of its. It was just trying to help the person by giving it an idea so that it can rest, but it did not understand the repercussions or the boomerang on itself. So this time the donkey says, enough is enough. I am not going to do your work. You get back on your feet and get to work from tomorrow morning. Because the word I heard from the master is, in case you don't get to work by tomorrow, he is going to butcher you off. Now, the ox got the message. It was back on its feet the next morning and went to work. So the moral of the story here is, friends, you all understand that everyone is cut out for their challenges and their set of opportunities. I got to do my work and I got to live my life. So are others. Now, I cannot take up the stress and strain of others' life. Of course, helping them is important, but helping them not at your cost is more important. So that's what I would like to tell you through this particular story. And the next time you end up putting that emotional baggage on you, remember the story. Think about it. Is it going to have repercussions? Is it going to come back and bite you? If that is the case, then you know that you got to step back. Thank you very much for staying with me on CSK Speaks.